Good evening, folks. On this episode of Rabbit Transit Garage, got to figure out where that mess is coming from. So with the Barracuda, I've had it for quite a few years, probably 13, 15 years, something to that effect, and I've really done nothing to the car other than move it from garage to garage, drive it here and there, or when we moved, drove it to wherever we moved. So the more and more I've been working on the car, the more and more I'm undecided whether the big block should stay in the car. It's just a basic 400 with a 4-barrel and aluminum intake and some HP exhaust manifolds. So I've been doing the bare minimum, keeping costs low, because I really don't know if it's staying in here or not. So as I was working on it, I got it to run good. Did nothing more than I cleaned the plugs, kept the same plug wires, rebuilt the car, or freshened up the AFB that's on there. And other than that, really haven't done much to it other than getting it to run good. So the more and more it's running, the more and more things keep creeping up. So as I was running the car this weekend, working on it, ended up with a massive puddle underneath it. Now I knew it had a little bit of an oil leak, but it's getting progressively worse. This is actually wiped up and it's just dripping. So it looks like the front of the pan is leaking a little bit, well, a lot of it, and just draining down the K-member and dumping on the floor. But as I was looking, the oil pan smashed from the center link, and it does have the correct oil pan on it for doing a big block conversion and an A body, but found that the front suspension is just completely smoked. The idler arm is just letting the center link walk all over the place. Pitman arm is walking all over the place. So I think the suspension geometry is just that far off that it's just tapping the pan a little bit. Honestly, I've had the car so long, to be quite honest, I've never even crawled under here. Or very little anyway. But all in all, I guess the front end needs to be completely rebuilt, which should hopefully alleviate the suspension geometry a little bit, or steering geometry a little bit. So all the ball joint boots are completely ripped, and, well, long story short, just like every old car, it needs to be completely rebuilt. And unfortunately, I found a little bitty hole in the floor pan. That made me sad, but it is what it is. That's an easy fix. Also found that person that did the engine swap had the motor mount bolt wasn't even tight. It was just hanging out there. But with the exhaust manifold hugging hugging on the steering column so bad, you just can't move anywhere. It also honestly looks like the engine isn't even sitting anywhere close to where it's supposed to be. So I think that's basically from the exhaust manifold not letting the engine drop where it's supposed to be. So I'm either looking, if I retain the big block, I'm either looking at a C-body exhaust manifold or potentially having the HP exhaust manifold milled a little bit. I did a little bit of research, and guys were having good luck with milling an angle cut about 1/16 of an inch and gaining access to clear the steering column, even with power steering. So I do want to keep power steering in it. So if I don't stay with the big block, I have a 360 Magnum that I picked up. It had 138,000 miles, and I was hoping to just be able to dump the engine in the car, and put an aluminum intake on with a 4-barrel and just dump it in the car. But as we were stripping all that nonsense off, we found that the cam is pitted so doggone bad that I'm going to have to do a cam change on it. It seems kind of silly, but I'm probably going to put a stock replacement in, and because I wanted some sort of baseline or starting point for running, or for see what kind of time I can get out of a basically stock 360 Magnum in an A-body with a 4-barrel. So, and then just work from there. But again, it seems kind of silly to put a stock cam in and then make a few runs on it and then pull it back out and put something bigger in. But time will tell. That's if I don't retain the big block. But to be quite honest, this thing's running pretty good lately. So a little bit of monkeying around. Most likely this will just stay in here. I found an infamous orange box that I had laying around, popped that in there. And I still have to, like I said, rebuild the front suspension, or front suspension and steering, and get the lights working like they should. And this should be ready to roll by spring. Hopefully I can get this thing wrapped up pretty quick so I can get back on the dart. But I got to get this thing going. Had it so long, and like I said, never really drove it. So we shall see. Thanks for listening to my little rambling update here on the Barracuda. Got plenty of content coming up. Jason's satellite behind me, that he's in the progress of that. By the way, with the comments, he actually ended up working with the junkyard and fender, so that should be fun. And as we get some parts for the Barracuda, continue on that, in addition to the Dart coming up. And if the Magnum 360 doesn't go into the Barracuda, I guess I got an engine for the Duster. So, which that's what I was going to get anyway. So please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye.